So welcome बच्चों, welcome to Fun Scholar Academy. Today we are going to learn about green plants. So you have seen a plant. Let me start with the basic structure of a plant first. So if this is a soil layer, so the part which grows below the soil is known as root. And the part which grows above the soil is known as shoot. When the plant grows slowly and steadily, it shows many branches. Okay, these are the branches. This, if we zoom it out, then it is a leaf. Many leaves together form the tree. The trees also have fruits. And what does the fruit have inside? They have seeds. Right? So today we are going to study about the leaves of the plant. Okay? So to know about the leaf, you have to know about the basic structure of leaf. Now let me show you some leaves. See, this is a leaf. Can you see it? I have drawn a leaf similar to this. Okay? So in this leaf, you can see there is a topmost part. This is known as leaf apex. See, this part is known as leaf apex. Now you see a thick vein is running in the middle of the leaf. Okay? It supports the leaf just like our spinal cord supports our body. So this will be called as midrib. Why mid? Because it is present in the middle of the leaf. See, this part is known as midrib. Okay? Now, from the main midrib, there are several branches coming out from the leaf. Can you see? Just like we have thin veins over here throughout our body, similarly plants have veins in their leaf. Why, ma'am? Because what is the function of our veins and arteries? It is being made by the nature to transport water, minerals, nutrients, gases, etc. The same thing happens with this plant. That is why they have leaves. Sorry, what? They have veins. So these portions which are coming out from the midrib are known as veins. Okay. Now you can see a stalk is coming out from the leaf. Right? What is the function of this stalk? It gets attached to the main part of the plant. Okay? See, this is the main part of the plant. And this stalk is being attached with the main part of the plant. And this is known as what? Petiole. Done. Up next. Now see, it is being written as blade. This is also known as leaf blade or lamina. This edge, this is flat and broad. See, it is flat if you can see from the side. It is flat and broad in size. And this part is known as what? Leaf, blade or lamina. Done? Okay. See, now a colorful picture of the leaf. Let's read. A leaf is an important part of a plant. Why? Because it helps the plant make food using sunlight, air and water. Let's learn about different parts of the plant. So first is leaf lamella or leaf blade. Just now I have told you this broad part is known as leaf lamina. Okay, why it is broad means, ma'am? Because it helps to catch sunlight, which is very necessary for the plant to make what? Food. Okay, now veins. Veins I have shown you. Just like our veins functions in our body, the same function the vein does in case of leaf. Now what is that function? They help the plants to carry water and food to all the parts of leaf and also to other parts of the plant. Okay, now midrib. What did I say? This middle portion thick vein is known as what? Midrib. See, it is the thick line in the middle of the leaf. It supports the leaf just like our spinal cord supports our whole body. Done? Okay. Okay, now petiole. What did I say? The tiny stalk that joins the leaf to the stem. Leaf to the stem is known as what? Petiole. Okay? Now why it is important? Because it holds the leaf with the plant. And what did I do? I plucked the leaf from the stem, detaching it from the stem, so that I can show you the structure of the leaf. Okay? But you will not do this. It is bad to destroy nature. It holds the leaf in the place. Sometimes during storm, you can see many leaves are being fallen on the ground. Why? Because the leaf get detached from the stalk. Okay, now stomata. This I haven't told you till now. So, suppose this is a leaf you can't see without microscope. There are tiny pores in the leaf. Okay, and if you zoom this out, it will look like bean shaped. What is this structure called? This structure is known as stomata. What is the function of stomata, ma'am? As you can see, it is making a hole in the leaf in this way. If the stomata is closed, it is like this. If the stomata is open, like this. Now, when it is open like this, see, I can blow through it, and what happens in case of plants? The water the air they can pass through this hole. And if it is closed, can it go? I think the answer you know, it cannot pass. So when it is open, what happens? Transport of water and air. When it is closed, ma'am's handwriting is drawing is not that perfect, but it is closed. So if it is closed, then no transport. Okay, let's read. These are tiny holes on the underside of the leaf. They help the leaf breathe by taking in air and releasing oxygen. Which air do the plants take in? Just think for a second. Do you know the answer? If you do, then it's good. If you don't know, then I am writing for you. It is carbon dioxide. Okay. Now apex. Apex I have told you. The tip of the leaf is known as apex. This tip is known as apex. What does a leaf do? See, this is closed stomata. It is bean shaped, it is closed, so no things can go from this part to that part. But when the stomata is open, molecules and air can pass from this side to that side, just like this and this. Okay. So the first function of a leaf is to what? To make their own food. Can you make your own food? No, you have mama in the kitchen to make food. But that is not you are making your own food. Plants, they do make their food by using some materials which are found in nature. But we are somehow dependent on plants or other animals for our food. And cooking in the kitchen by yourself or by your mom is not making your own food. Okay? So how do the plants make their own food? We will learn in this chapter. First, what is the function of leaf? To make food. Second function is what? To release oxygen. Just think, if the plants were not there and there would have been no oxygen in the atmosphere, then there would have been no life in the earth. Okay? Okay. Now they gives you shade. Suppose how they gives you shade? Suppose this is a big tree. During summer, if you stand or sit under the tree, you will feel very cool. Cool air would be passing through the leaves. That is why it is very healthy to plant green plants surrounding in which you live. Okay? Okay, and keeps the plant cool by transpiration or evaporation. Okay, this is a new terminology. What is transpiration? Okay, you know the leaves have stomata, and you have also learned till now that when the stomata is open, either water or air molecules pass through it. Okay, so what happens when the stomata is open? If the water molecules water molecules are given out by the leaves to the nature is known as what? Transpiration. It is a natural phenomena of loss of water loss of water by the plants. Okay. So what did I just say? Transpiration happens when the stomatas are open. Obviously, if they are closed, nothing can be passed from one side to another side. So when in the leaves, the stomatal pores are open during daytime, what happens? Transpiration occurs. Now, what is transpiration? It is a natural phenomenon of what? Loss of water by the green plants. Okay. Now, another last thing, what does the leaf do? It helps in reproduction, or another name is vegetative propagation. How reproduction, ma'am? We knew that only seeds could reproduce. Yes, you are right. Seeds do reproduce, but there are some exceptions, and leaves are one of those. So, reproduction in plants through leaves occurs by a plant known as bryophyllum. Please note down the points or extra informations I am giving to you. Okay? So that you can learn it later on. So which leaf reproduces? The answer will be bryophyllum. Okay. Now I'll show you the structure of stomata. See, it is been like when it is opened, then it is having a hole. Okay? But when it is closed, see, the thickness reduces, right? See, if it is opened, it's been like opened, closed, opened, closed. I think you'll never forget this again. Okay. Now comes the site of photosynthesis. So let me give you a brief idea about the terminology photosynthesis. If I break the word photosynthesis into two parts, first is photo, second is synthesis. Photo here means what? Picture? No, it means light. Which light? Sunlight. And synthesis made to make. So what does the plants make in presence of light? They make their own food. And the process by which they make their own food is known as what? Photosynthesis. Okay. Now site means place. Place of occurrence. So do photosynthesis occurs in every part of the plant? What do you think? No, the photosynthesis does not occur in every part of the plant. It occurs only in part where the plant part is green. See, green, green colored part of the plant. Okay. Now, can this leaf make photosynthesis? Can they produce their own food? Yes. Why? Because it is green in color. Okay. Now next you see this plant is having a mixture of two colors, yellow and green. So can this leaf make food? Yes, they can, but it is being restricted to the green areas only. The food made in the green areas are being passed to the yellow part, but yellow part can't make their own food. Similarly, if you consider roots, roots are white in color. So do you think roots can make their own food? What is the condition for photosynthesis? The part has to be green and leaves are generally whitish in color. So root can't make their own food. Okay. What about brown stem, ma'am? Similarly, they also can't make their own food. But here you see the stems are green in color. So if the stems are green in color, they can make their own food. Okay? Okay. Now let's read. The green leaf is the site where process of production of food occurs in case of plants. So if the question is being asked you what is the site of photosynthesis, you will always say green leaves. Okay. So in this world, the green leaves can only make their own food. That is why green leaves are being called producers. And what about us? We humans and other animals who are dependent on the plants, we are the consumers. Okay? They are the consumers. Okay? You please note down the important points. Now, green leaves are known as what? A plant's kitchen. This is very important point. They will ask you the question, why green leaves are the plant's kitchen, or which part of the plant is known as plant's kitchen. The answer will be green leaf. Why? Because in the green leaves, the what occurs? Photosynthesis occurs. And why, ma'am, only in the green leaves the photosynthesis occur? You see, the green color pigment happens due to The green color of the plant is actually due to a pigment. What is pigment, ma'am? A color. Okay. Now you see your hair. My hair is black in color. Why? Because it has a pigment called melanin. Our hair color is due to the pigment named melanin. Okay. In case of plants, the green color is due to the pigment called chlorophyll. Okay. So, green color as it is present only in the green parts of the plant, and if this pigment is not present, then no photosynthesis. So, why are leaves green in color? If they ask you, the answer will be due to the presence of the pigment called what? Chlorophyll. Now read. The green color of the leaves comes from a substance called chlorophyll. This substance is essential for the process of producing food or photosynthesis to occur. Okay? Now, what is cuticle? Okay, cuticle is a waxy layering. Now, what is waxy layering? You have seen candle. This is a candle. If you touch it or if you dip this candle in water, what happens? Does the candle is being affected by the water? What do you think? No, the candle is not being affected by the water. Why? Because it is waxy coating. If you put the candle in water for a very long time and then take it out and put fire on it, the candle itself will light again. So, this type of waxy coating, the thing that is present in the candle is also present in some leaves of the plant. Okay, why ma'am? Because the leaves, they does not grow only in our plain area. Leaves are found, trees are found everywhere in this planet. On mountains, under the sea, in the rivers, in the ponds, then in the deserts, everywhere. Okay. So this waxy coating, what they help? They help in the prevention of water loss from the plant. Also, they protect the plant from various climatic conditions. Okay, like in desert, if the waxy coating is not being present, what will happen? A rapid transpiration will happen. Just now I have taught you what is transpiration. Transpiration is nothing but loss of water by the plant. So if the loss of water happens, what happens? Does it rains too often in a desert? I think you know, it does not. So waxy coating helps in the prevention of water in the plants of the desert. Now what happens in the sea areas where the plants are under the water? There is too much of water 24/7. So if there is no protection and if the plants are always under the water, then what will happen? They will get destroyed easily. Have you seen the leaves of a lotus plant? They do look like this. Okay, but they are never being spoiled. They stay in the water for 24/7, but they are not being spoiled. Have you thought why? Because of the presence of this cuticle. So what is cuticle? The outer surface of the leaf has a waxy coating. This is the most important point. called cuticle, which protects the leaf. Okay? Okay. Now, what do leaves need to make food? Okay. If you keep a, see, I have some seeds in my hand. Okay. You just see. Okay. Now, if I keep this seed in the table, and after some days, do you think that this seed will produce a plant? I think no. If I dip the seed, if I dip some seeds in the water and keep it in this room forever, do you think that these seeds can grow into a plant and make photosynthesis? No, they can't. There are certain conditions for a leaf to make their own food. So, do you want to know what are those? First, see, sunlight. The sun gives energy to the leaves. So, sunlight is first factor. Second, air. Which air? Always remember carbon dioxide. When to make food, the leaves take in air from tiny holes called stomata. Now you know what is stomata is. Third condition is water. The roots absorb water from the soil and send it to the leaves. Okay? These three factors are must. And what is the fourth most important factor? That is the kitchen. Sunlight acts as heat. Just imagine when you cook food in the kitchen, you use a stove or gas, something like that, to make your food. So sunlight here acts as oven. Okay, to make rice or dal or something, vegetables like that, you use water, right? So water. And carbon dioxide is what? It acts as your raw material like rice, wheat, gram, etc. etc. And you take all this and where do you go? To the kitchen. And what is the kitchen in the case of plants? They are the green leaves. And why are the leaves green? Just now I have told you, due to presence of which pigment? Melanin? No. Which pigment? Chlorophyll. Okay. You please take a screenshot. Okay. Now see, every organism needs food and nutrients. Why? Why do the plants make their own food? We eat food to work, to have some energy. When you come back from school, you just rush to your mommy and say, Mama, khana de do, khana de do. Why? Because you are super tired at that time. You need to refill yourself so that you can do your homeworks and other works again. So that's why plants also need energy. So for that they need food. Okay. And green plants are the only organism in this world who can make food through a process you have known, photosynthesis. Okay. See, sunlight from sun, which acts as oven. Carbon dioxide is the rice. Water will remain water. And what is this? This is the kitchen. Okay? Now watch this, how happens. See, water is being given to the plant. It is being absorbed by the root and reaches to the leaves. Right? Carbon dioxide is being taken by the plants. See, carbon dioxide is being taken by the plants. Third, sunlight is being absorbed by the plant. See, these three are the raw materials needed by any plant to make photosynthesis or make their own food. Okay. So how do the plants, they have taken all this, then how do they make their food? Just see. Water from roots, right? Carbon dioxide from air. And what is the stove called? Sunlight. And where it is being done? In the kitchen. Kitchen is leaves, which is green in color due to the presence of chlorophyll. Next, what happens? They make a food, and that food is called sugar. With sugar, glucose, and releases oxygen to the nature. Okay, so we do take in oxygen, and from where do we get this oxygen? Because the plants make their own food and releases oxygen during this process. That is why life is possible on earth. And what is the food? We eat various kinds of food, rice, dal, chawal, biryani, etc., etc., etc. But plants eat only one type of food, that is sugar or glucose. Okay? See? Leaves take in sunlight using a green substance called chlorophyll. They take in air, which air? Carbon dioxide. True? Now you know the answer. What is? It is stomata. And what is the function of roots? They take in water. Now in presence of sunlight, leaves mix carbon dioxide and water to make food, which is called glucose. And leaves release oxygen, which we breathe. This is very important, and this equation is very important. While you write this, you have to give this equation in your exam. Okay? So please do mark this and take a screenshot. Okay, now let us see a simulation on photosynthesis. See, during daytime, what is happening? Carbon dioxide is being taken by the leaves. Okay? Sunlight is being taken by the leaves. Okay? The roots absorb water and send it to the leaves. Now let me zoom. See, this is the leaf, petiole, then midrib, then lamina, vein, tip. Okay? See, Stomata. These are the stomata. See, carbon dioxide is getting in and oxygen is being released as byproduct. Okay? It is okay? Okay. This is the scenario during daytime. Now let's see what happens during night. In night, in case of sun, now comes the moon. So do you think the process of photosynthesis can be happening during night? No. Why? No light, no photosynthesis. What was the first condition of photosynthesis? That sunlight has to be present. No sunlight, that means no photosynthesis. See, the plants are doing normal respiration just like we are doing. They are taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Let me zoom in the plant again. See, oxygen is getting in by the stomata and carbon dioxide is released by the stomata. Okay. Now my question is that my question is to you is that if I say that you have to hold your breath for 12 hours. Only during the night time you will breathe and during the daytime you cannot breathe. You cannot breathe. Can you survive? What do you think? Can you just try to hold your breath for some time and see how bad you feel? See, when I can't hold my breath. So, you know, plants are the living organisms, right? Isn't so? They are the living organisms. This much you know. So do you think the plants don't respire during the day? They just do photosynthesis. Then what happens when there is raining or when there is a storm going or if the sky is full of cloud, there is no sunlight? What do the plant do that time? Now see what does the plant do? A living organism has to breathe for 24 hours, right? So when we breathe for 24 hours into 7 into 365 days, so do you think that the plants can only breathe during the night time and they do not breathe during the daytime? Can this happen? Then the plant will survive? It will die. If you keep a plant in a jar, in a glass jar like this, suppose this is a plant. Don't go with my drawing, just understand the concept. This is a jar, glass jar. You keep it in the dark room. Okay? And you seal the jar from here. Sealed. No air is going inside, no air is coming outside. And you are keeping it in a dark room so that photosynthesis can't occur. Okay? What will happen after 1-2 days? You will see the plant will die. Why? Because they can't do the process of photosynthesis and so no oxygen is being produced. The plants do need oxygen to live just like any other organism. So plants don't just breathe during the night, they also breathe during the day. Both the process of photosynthesis and respiration occur simultaneously during daytime. But at night, there is no photosynthesis, only respiration, just like we are doing right now. Okay, so just while respiring, you do homework. While respiring, you eat food. The same thing happens with the plant. While respiring, they do make their own food just like we do. Okay, done? I hope you have understood the concept now. Okay, you have already learned this. Plants need food to grow and stay healthy. I have told you, but they do not eat food like us. Instead, they make their own food using sunlight, air, water, and green leaves, that is chlorophyll. This process is known as photosynthesis. You have learned it by now. Okay. See, a detailed picture is being given. Why is photosynthesis important? You know the answer. First is they can make their own food which is beneficial to them. They release oxygen to the environment which is beneficial to us, and they helps the plant to grow and gives what? Fruits and vegetables, which is also again beneficial to both us and the plant. Okay? Okay. Now storehouse of food. What do you mean by the word storehouse? Do you have a storeroom in your house? What you do there? You store various items. Now the plants don't have their favorite toys or favorite cartoon or teddy bears or something like that. So what do they do? Store? They store their food in the form of starch, where in different parts of the plant like roots, stem, then fruits, then vegetables, etc. Okay, now let's read. The extra food may be stored in the form of starch in different parts of the plant, such as fruits, stem, leaves, roots, flowers, and also seeds. We often eat these parts of the plant that store food, right? See? Okay. This is a fake carrot. Okay. I'm just showing you so that you can understand what parts do we eat. See, we eat carrot. It is what? It is the root of the plant. Okay. Then you like bhutta. You see, this is corn. You do eat it? Okay. Then brinjal. You eat it? Right. Then there is grapes. See, what is this? This is vegetables. Then we have karela, bitter gourd. You eat this? Right. So plants store their food in this way. Okay. Let us see more. Okay. Also you see this is gram. We eat this. This is what? This is seed. Okay. Then there are rice. I think you can't see it in the camera, but you have rice in your house, so you can see. This is what? Rajma seeds. These are also seeds. We eat it. Why? Because the seed contains the stored food. Okay. See, now dal. They also have stored food. So all these are nothing but the stored food of the plants. Okay. See, in some plants we eat the leaves. These are also being eaten by other animals like cows, goats, right? So this is leaves we eat. Fruits I have shown you. Pods means pea. Okay. Flower also we eat. Broccoli. Then cauliflower. Seeds I have shown you just now. Root I have shown you. Then these are rhizomes. What are these? Ginger, tubers, potato. I have a potato. You see, you eat this. This is what? This is the underground stem of the plant which is being eaten by us as food. Okay. Then bulbs. Bulbs are what? Onion. Then stems. We also eat some stems of plants. Done? Okay. Now there is an experiment to prove that photosynthesis occurs in green plant. I'll show you this over the slide, but it is a difficult process to do. So I will show you another experiment to prove photosynthesis. Okay? What happens? See, you take a plant. This part you can see is dark. Tape is being attached to it. Tape. Okay? You keep this plant for 7 days in the sunlight. Okay? Now, what happens after 7 days? When you open this, you see the leaf. Suppose this is the leaf. See, this part will be green in color and this part will be green in color. But this part will have no color. Now, what will you do? You will take iodine. What is iodine? It is a chemical which tests presence of starch. You please note down this point. What is iodine? It is a chemical which states the presence of starch. Now, this part is making photosynthesis. This part is also. But do you think this part could? No, it cannot. Why? Because it was being hidden by the black tape. So, no photosynthesis occurred here. Okay. Now, when you put iodine solution to the plant, what happens? This part and this part, they will show blackish blue color. Okay? But this part which was been hidden by the tape, it will show no color or will be colorless. And since photosynthesis happened in this part, so we can say that glucose has been made, and you know the plants do store their food in the form of starch. So this part, if the food is being stored, so starch is present, which is being proved by the iodine solution. Right? Done? So this is the experiment. Now I will do similar an experiment to prove photosynthesis. Okay. Suppose I am having a potato. Okay. So you know what is the stored food present in the potato? It is nothing but starch. Okay. So let me cut the potato into two halves. See, I have cut the potato into two halves. Now see, I have iodine solution. Can you see? Okay. You are having the iodine solution. Now I will take a very little portion of iodine. See, the color is brown, reddish brown. Iodine solution is reddish brown. And I'll add 2 to 3 drops in the potato. And I will wait for some time. You just have to wait for some time. You see, with passing time, the potato will turn black. Can you tell me the reason why? What did I say over here? Presence of starch. If it is being present, then if we add iodine, then it will turn bluish black. See, I told you what is present, what is being stored in the potato? Starch, obviously. And the color of the iodine was brownish red. But slowly and slowly, does it turning black? You just see, right? So, this proves that the plant from which this potato is being taken did photosynthesis, and that is why the food was being stored in the form of potato, and this is the result. So which shows that plants do photosynthesis. Okay. If I keep it for 5 minutes, it will turn more black. Okay. I hope you have taken the screenshot. Okay, interdependence of plants and animals. So what do you mean by interdependence? See, it is gradually turning more black, right? Okay. But you do not perform this experiment at your home. If you do, you will do under your parental observation. Okay. First terminology. Interdependence. What is interdependence, ma'am? Have you heard about inter-college or else inter-school football? Oh, football, cricket, debate, etc., etc. So inter-school means this is A school, this is B school. So if something is happening between two different schools or different persons or different organism, that means inter. Okay. So interdependence here denotes this is plant P, this is animal A. how plants and animals are dependent on one another in life. Okay? Plants give food to the animal. Animals give carbon dioxide to the plant. Right? This is what? This is nothing but interdependence of plants and animals. Okay? First, we will see how animals are dependent on plants. We are also animals, so how we are dependent on plants, you can say it yourself only. Just think. Food first. Animals depend on plant for food. Okay? Except humans, there are other animals such as goats, cows, deer, etc. who feed on grasses. Right? So they are directly dependent on plants. They are known as herbivores. Okay? Now, carnivorous animal. Carnivorous animals are who? Animals who feed on other animals. Like you eat chicken, you eat mutton. These are what? You being an animal is feeding on another animal. Like a tiger is hunting a deer. A lion is hunting a giraffe. Okay? This is how carnivorous animals are dependent. Now scavengers. Who are scavengers, ma'am? Scavengers are those animals who feed on dead animals. Like vulture, hyena, etc. See, suppose there is a vulture sitting in front of you. He will never attack you till you die. Okay? So after the dead remains of the animals are being the dead remains of the animals are being left by other animals, these vultures, hyena, etc., they do come and eat those animals. So they act as nature's cleaner. And the terminology who eats dead animals are known as what? Scavengers. Okay, it is very important. So please do mark it. And I have told you the last point. We all are dependent on plants for what? Oxygen. Okay. Food chain. What is chain? First terminology is chain. What do you mean by chain? Chain is something like this. You have heard about keychain, right? Now replace the key with food. Okay? So how do food chain occurs? Let's see. First, the green plants, who are also known as producers, what they do? They make food. Now, no other animals or organism, they can't make their own food. So, what they do? First comes the grasshopper. They are the primary consumers. Okay? Primary means they are the first one who eats the plants directly. Not only grasshopper, deer, cow, giraffe, elephant, and other herbivores. They feed on the producers directly. That is why they are called primary consumers. Okay. Now what happens? They are being eaten by another consumer. Okay. That means the flesh of deer, cow, giraffe, grasshopper, they are being eaten by frog or uh, tiger, lion, etc. They are known as secondary consumers because they do not eat the plants directly but feeds on some animals that are herbivores. Okay? Okay. Now comes the tertiary consumers like snakes, humans. We do eat chicken, mutton, etc. So we eat the secondary consumers. That is why these are known as tertiary consumers. And after the tertiary consumers die, who comes? The scavengers. Okay? Then comes after the scavengers eat away the plants, the dead remaining of not only the plants, both plants and animals are there. Then comes the decomposers. And what they do? They make humus which is good for soil. Okay, let me repeat again. Plants are the only producers because they can make their own food. Those who feeds on plants directly, they are primary consumers. The one who feeds on primary consumers and not the plants directly, they are the secondary consumers. Those who feed on the secondary consumers are tertiary consumers. Then come the scavengers. After the scavengers, they come decomposers. Now, what are decomposers, ma'am? Decomposers are microorganisms. Who are microorganisms? Those organisms which you can't see with naked eye. They are only visible by microscope, like bacteria, virus, fungi. Fungi you can see. There are some fungi you can see, but every fungi you can't see. Mushroom you can see, but penicillium you can't see. Okay? Okay, now how plants depends on animals. You know this thing. What do we give the plants? Carbon dioxide. Okay. Now the dead bodies I have told you that they are being decomposed by the animals. Which animals? Microorganisms. So they provide, these dead bodies provide nutrient to the soil. Nutrient to the soil. And from soil it goes to the plants. Third, dispersal of seeds. Birds do eat fruits. And throw away the seeds. We also do. We eat the mango, we eat the apple, we throw away the seeds. Okay, if it comes under favorable condition, then what will happen? It will grow into a new plant again. Okay, so all these things can be done by the animals, and that is why plants are dependent on animals. Same way, animals are also dependent on plants. Okay, this is interdependence. Okay, now comes pollination. You see, here the bee is what? Taking nectar. Now, what is nectar, ma'am? It is a juicy fluid or liquid made by the plants to attract other animals. Okay, what happens when they come to take the nectar? These yellow colored pollen grains, they stick to the legs of the honeybee or any other insect. Okay, when they go to another flower, the pollen grains are being deposited over there. Okay, in this way, if from male flower pollen grains are being transferred to female flowers, this process is known as pollination. And why pollination is important? For the formation of seed and ultimately for the formation of seed. So I will teach you this process of pollination in details in some other classes, but for now you can know up to this point. Okay. See, plants depend on animals for pollinations or transfer of pollen grains from one flower to another. Pollination helps in the formation of new plants. Examples: bee, butterfly, wasp. They visit flowers to get nectars, I have told you, which is food for them. But what is the trick of the plants? To make the insects do pollination. Okay, the plants attract pollinators. Pollinators means the insects or any other animals through sweet nectar. Okay, nice smell or fragrance. Even we are also very much addicted to the flowers. Those have good fragrance or very good smell, just like jasmine. And colorful flowers. Flowers are the most attractive part of the plant, and the nectar is been formed in the flowers itself. Why you know now? Because of for the plants to carry out the process of pollination. Okay. Okay. Now dispersal of seed. How dispersal happens? See, some around the sea, some by animals, some by birds, animals. This is by wind. So we will learn seed dispersal in a detailed. Okay, dispersal means movement from one place to another. So seed dispersal means movement of what? Seed from one place to another. Please note this point. So why do plants need to disperse seed? I have told you all the things, just we need to revise. Plants need to have their seed dispersed over a wide area, right? If all the seeds fall in one area, what will happen? There will be competition among the seedlings. they will not have enough water, soil or sunlight to grow properly. See, suppose this is a plant and there is another plant, another, and they will also produce seed. Where do they will grow? There is no place to grow. That is why dispersion is necessary. When animals eat fruits, seeds get stuck to their fur and are carried away and dispersed at a distance. This I have told you. This is what nothing but seed dispersal. How it helps the plant? It helps in the growth of new plants. While animals get food from plants, in return they help the plant to form new plants. Right? Okay, now this is a quiz time for you. What is the process by which green plants make their own food? Just pause the video and think of yourself. Okay. So the answer will be photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. What is the main site of photosynthesis in the plant? Pause and think. I know you can answer. It will be green leaves. See. What is the function of chlorophyll in leaves? Just pause and think. It absorbs the sunlight for photosynthesis. Right? What is the part of the leaf carries water and nutrients? Is it stomata? No, it is veins. See, veins. Okay. What do leaves take in from the air for photosynthesis? From air, they do take what? Oxygen? No, carbon dioxide. See? Which of the following is not needed for photosynthesis? Sunlight, water, oxygen, carbon dioxide. Obviously oxygen. Why? Because it is being released, not being taken by the plants. What happens to the leaf when iodine solution is added during the starch stage? See what happens. What happens? It turns blue-black if starch is present. It turns right. In which part of the plant is extra food stored? Fruits, shoots, stems, all of the above. So answer will be D. How do animals help plants in their survival? By providing them with oxygen, by dispersing their seeds. Why is photosynthesis important for living beings? Because it gives us oxygen to breathe. Thank you. So today that's all. We will see you in the next class. Bye-bye.